Welcome to this section. My name is Ivan Segura, and in this case I'm going to present you a little bit about American Realism. American Realism was a style in art, music, and literature that depicted contemporary social realities and the life and everyday activities of ordinary people. The movement began in literature in the mid-19th century and became an important tendency in visual art in the early 20th century. Whether a cultural portrayal or a scenic view of downtown New York City, American realist work attempted to define what was real. From the late 19th to the early 20th century, the United States experienced enormous industrial, economic, social, and cultural change. A continuous view of European immigration and the rising potential for international trade, it brought increasing growth and prosperity to America. Through art and artistic expression, through all media including painting, literature, and music, American realism attempted to portray the exhaustion and cultural exuberance of the figurative American landscape and the life of ordinary Americans at home. Artists use the feeling, texture, and sound of the city to influence the color, texture, and look of their creative projects. Musicians noticed the quick and fast-paced nature of the early 20th century and responded with a fresh and new tempo. Writers and authors told a new story about America, boys and girls Americans grew up with. Pulling away from fantasy, focusing on the now, American realism presented a new gateway and a breakthrough introducing modernism and what it means to be in the present. Now, I'm going to present you some authors that they were very relevant to this period. The first one was Horatio Elder Jr. from 1832 to 1899, who was a prolific in the 19th century, and as an author, he presented his principal output to formulate back to richer juvenile novels that followed the adventure of bootblacks, newsboys, peddlers, buskers, and other impoverished children in their rise from humble backgrounds to life, a respectable middle class security and comfort. His novel, Of Which Rag Teeth, is a typical example were hugely popular and in their day. Another one, it was Stephen Crane from 1871 to 1900, who was born in Newark, New Jersey, and she had roots going back to the American Revolutionary War era, where soldiers, journeymen, judges, and farmers had lived a century earlier. Primarily a journalist who also wrote fiction, essays, portraits, and plays, Crane saw life as it draws in lumps on a battlefield. His autumn-Civil War novel, The Red Badge of Courage, was published to great acclaim in 1895, but he barely had time to pass in the attention before he died at his 28 years old. Barely had time to pass, and he neglected his health. He had enjoyed continued success ever since as a champion of the common man, a realist, and a symbolist. One of his best naturally American novels, wrote in 1893, was Magic, A Girl of the Street, which is a harrowing story of a poor, sensitive young girl whose uneducated alcoholic parents utterly failed her. In love and eager to escape her violent home life, she allows herself to be seduced into living with a young man, who soon deserts her. When her righteous mother rejects her, Maggie becomes a prostitute to survive, but soon commits suicide out of despair. Crane's earthy subject matter and his objective scientific style develop of moralizing earmark magic as a naturally work. Another one is William D. Howard from 1837 to 1920. He wrote fiction and essays in the realist mode. His ideas about realism in literature developed in parallel with his socialist attitudes, and his role as editor of the Atlantic Socialist Attitudes magazine and of books such as Modern Instance and The Rise of Slaves Laughlin, where he exerted strong opinion, was very influential in establishing his theories. Also, which is very known, is Samuel Clemens, better known by his pen name of Mark Twain. Grew up in the Mississippi River frontier town of Hannibal, Missouri. By the 19th century, in 1835 to 1910, American writers tended to be flowery, sentimental, or ostentatious, partially because they were still trying to prove that they could write as elegantly as English. Twain's style based on vigorous, realistic, colloquial American speech. It gave American writers a new appreciation of their national voice. Twain was the first major author to come from the interior of the country, and he captured its distinctive, humorous slang and iconoclasm. For Twain and other American writers of the late 19th century, realism was not merely a literature technique. It was a way of speaking truth, including worn-out conventions. Another writer was also some humorous writer from his enduring memoir Courage, which recounts his life as a soldier in the Confederate States Army in the 19th century, in 1839 to 1901. It was sound walking, and for one of his best commendable qualities on his realist book. Well, and not best known writers where I can mention and contributing important part of their life to American realism were also Willa Casper, Henry James, Kate Chopin, Charlie Chancellor, Jack London, Theodore Dreiser, Louis McAlcott, and so on. I really hope you really enjoy this period of the time, which it was the realist movement, and thank you very much.